Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is IAllegedly. And I've got a good one today because the banks are preparing for the big problems that we're about to have. Stock and cash, praying for deregulation, lot to cover. Please hit the like buttons. Please subscribe to the channel. And let's get right into it. Banks right now have a problem with commercial real estate, CRE. And what they are doing is they are planning on the fact that there's going to be massive failures. And a report was just issued by the Fed that states that 11% of the bank loans that they have are officially bad. And you're starting to see this affect large banks and small banks. Small banks, think about this number, under $50 billion in assets. We had a bank a few weeks ago that went out of business, had $1 billion in assets, and everybody freaked out about that, thinking there was going to be a bank run. So what's happening is the banks are storing cash. Now, the Fed does a report twice a year. And the most recent data that we can get about this is about 3 months old. I am at a place called Woodbridge. This is the man-made lake and the man-made community. They've got the beach club over there. That's very cold. It's very cold out here today. It's like in the 60s. Brr, freezing up here. I love doing that because you guys just will freak out. I'll start wearing scarves again, guys. And when I go to Formula One next week, it's supposed to be in the 40s. That's going to be cold with that wind. But anyways, these banks know that trouble's coming. And they are starting to stockpile cash because they're going to have massive failures. Now, today, later on today, I have a meeting scheduled with two people, my foreclosure buddy and somebody that works at one of these banks, to talk about their problem with the massive amount of commercial real estate that they know is going to go down and what they're going to do about it. And they'd like to share some things with me. So I cannot wait to have that meeting because it's going to be, it's coming to light right now. Jamie Dimon, man of the people, steps forward. And Jamie Dimon says, wow, every banker should be dancing in the streets right now because things are so good. And with Trump in office, there's going to be so much deregulation. So, it's not that I wanted him to win, but now that he is in, you're going to see a lot of changes made to real estate and to banking that's going to affect us. Well, what Trump did in 2018 was he lowered the threshold for deposits, cash to deposits, and Jamie Dimon brought that very thing up again. Very thing, that thing. Hey, listen, we're going to see things like that. So you bankers, you guys should be out there just ecstatic right now that this is happening. So we will see. But you're going to see a lot of changes when it comes to real estate. It's just real estate. It's going to be major problems. Going to be problems with all these bad loans. You're going to see massive changes when it comes to banking deregulation also. So that's going to happen. So, the credit problems that you're seeing, they want to be able to loosen credit for people so people can borrow more right now. We'll see about that. I get a kick out of things that when they come out and I go, is this really a good idea? There was a company that I guarantee if you've been on the internet, you've been on YouTube, you've watched TV, a company called Forward. Forward was a new doctor's office where you could go and you could pay a monthly fee and you would basically have a doctor at your disposal and you could walk in there and you could get treated for certain things and just pay a monthly fee. Well, they went out of business yesterday. Done, down for the count. December 13th will be the day that the website goes down, but we are officially finished right now. So I always found it irritating because it's like, hey, come on in, let's talk about everything. And we can run tests, we can do all this stuff. And it just didn't work because the problem with it is people right now, nobody wants to spend money on anything right now. They don't want to get their cars fixed. They don't want to go to the doctor. And it's funny, I went to my doctor that I figured out 17 years, had this guy, tells you how old I am. Doctor I've had for 17 years. And how can I get him to be my doctor again? Because what they did was they sent me a doctor that was 20 miles away. And I'm like, well, when I called the place and I went, and I wanted a CV of the a CV, you know, his experience, his resume. I want to know what this guy's done. And basically, you know, they almost said, "Are you for real?" And wouldn't talk to me about that. And you can come in, you can check our website and see where he went to school. I want more than that, but never saw the guy. So plus I wasn't going to wait 7 weeks for an appointment. 7, like I live in Canada or something like that. So anyways, I get to change insurance now so I can have my doctor again. Let's go. Hey, welcome to Forward. I hated those commercials. Couldn't stand it. So a lot of problems with the Trump administration talking about getting rid of the EV tax credit, the $7,500 credit. Now, you would think that his buddy Elon would be upset about this because Rivian's upset, and who's the other one? Polestar, Rivian. You know, there's the ones that are leaning on those $7,500 tax credits, not Tesla. Tesla could care less. You know, that's the thing. You guys that drive those cars, man, you guys are loyal to that car. You really, really are. So, got to give you credit for that. So, the tax credits, they're going to get rid of it for solar, going to get rid of it for wind, you know, the storage backup for solar, all that stuff just going to be done. So if you guys want that stuff, buy it now. If you want to take advantage of it, you guys are hemming and hawing about buying an electric car, and the $7,500 credit is going to be a big deal for you, go get the car. Go get it now and talk to your accountant first. I'm not giving you financial advice, but man, oh man, I'm telling you, I think you're going to see a lot of crazy things happen as far as deregulation. When you get JB Dimon stepping forward in front of a group of, you know, 300 people at a conference in South America, that, you know, he thinks that it's just going to be the gravy train is coming to town. So let me know what you think. It's a beautiful lake. People come out here and fish. It's just nice. Great place to play and walk around. I've always enjoyed it out here. Lot more to cover. There was a man, Paul Walczyk, out of Palm Gardens in Florida, who ran 2 healthcare companies. And let's see the name of these: Palm Health Partners and Palm Health Partners Employment Services. What this guy did was between 2016 and 2019, he took out payroll taxes out of people's checks and didn't send them in. Now, here in California, let me tell you how this works out here. You don't pay the payroll taxes. That is a criminal offense here. I don't know how it is in Florida, but the state here, they show up at your house. I know a buddy of mine who was not responsible, did not own the company. He was just the guy who sent the reports in and signed his name to certain things and had a phone, you know, contact for them. They showed up at his house, didn't have his address, and showed up at his house to get the money. They seized bank accounts. They shut them down. They sure as heck didn't wait 7, 8 years to do this. Mr. Walczyk, this guy stiffed him for $10 million. And I tell everybody I tell, if you have employees, you have to have employees, you have to have a payroll service. Oh, but my mother loves doing those tax receipts and paying that and making sure it's done. I'm telling you, if you go out and you are the one that does this with them, you should get a payroll service. ADP would have not recommended one. Get one and have them do it for you. Because I know personally, I had a problem once where deposits were made and they weren't corrected, and then there was a penalty. And guess who had to pay the penalty? It was the payroll company had to pay the penalty. Oh, okay, yeah, we were wrong. Sorry about that. Okay, but if your mom's doing that, you're stuck. You're in deep trouble. This guy's going to jail, probably prison, for $10 million. But the problem, how they catch this now, is that back in the day, I mean, 20 years ago, things weren't as electronic as they are now. You go out and you have an employee that works a quarter, and then they quit or they lose a job from the next person they work out, and they file for unemployment. Man, oh man. And then they look at, wait a second, where'd you work last? I worked at John Smith Catering. Well, they didn't take out any taxes out of your check. Trouble, instantly, okay? Because they will show up. Here in California, that's what they'll do. There's a Lionstone is a commercial real estate company and residential real estate company. They are unloading $5.5 billion of commercial real estate. We don't want to be in this business anymore in the Houston area. I'm telling you guys, why would somebody do this? Why would somebody make changes like this and get rid of $5.5 billion worth of commercial real estate? How many buildings is that? You know, it's amazing. But no, we're just done. We're finished with this. We don't want to be in this. We don't see it. We see it as being a lost decade for office space. Okay, enjoy. So you're gonna see people unload this stuff all around the country, guys. It's gonna happen. So, let me know what you think about this. There's a lot to cover still. You've got, California's insurance problem. They want to issue new mandates to make it so they can bring companies like State Farm, Allstate, Progressive, all these people back to California to write policies, and they think they have a plan. It's called forward-looking thinking. I'm reading this story, I'm thinking there's no plan here. It's like, what if we thought that there was going to be fire problems in your area? Well, there are going to be fire problems in a lot of these different areas. You're going to have areas that are going to have fire damage. You're going to have areas that have hills and things like that. But here is the problem with this, is that I get people, when they write me about their property taxes, not one person, hey, mine only went up $12. No one does that. It's that they went from $4,800 to $9,400, Dan. They went from $12,000 to $19,000. I get stuff like that. No one tells me that their homeowner's insurance stayed the same. They just don't. It just doesn't happen right now. So to sit there and have this plan, we're going to be forward thinking. What does that mean? What does it mean? Okay, so I get a kick out of this because I'm telling you, I've told so many people. I ran into a guy yesterday who inherited a house from his parents in Laguna Beach, just a beautiful area in the hill. And he rents the house out because he makes more money doing that and living with a buddy and renting a room from him. Is Dan, it's the greatest deal in the world. But I've looked at selling it and maybe getting something new. And then I told him what people have written me, what they've ran into. And Eli was blown away. It's like, oh, wow, I never thought about that. I said, no, yeah, nobody looks at what's the insurance going to cost. Everybody just thinks they're going to be able to go get it. So when you can't get it, that's when you have a problem. But don't worry, the insurance company, the insurance agencies are going to be forward thinking. They're going to be forward thinking like the company Forward that just went bankrupt. So, Forward, that health insurance company, I don't want to slam on that, but I get a kick out of these companies. I've seen, you guys, so many startups that were successful, people that exited, people that walked through $500,000 and more. But Forward was worth $1 billion at one point. When do you leave? When do you sit there and go, you know what, maybe it's time for me to check out and sell my end of it? After it's done, after it's worth nothing? Let me know, guys. Share your thoughts on this stuff so far. The day of reckoning has come, and what I'm talking about is debt. The debt bubble here in the United States, our national debt is fast approaching $36 trillion. Personal debt is at $18 trillion right now. Wow. How much is that of yours? You know what I mean? It's like crazy to think about. But one thing that just got released for the third quarter was the numbers $1.17 trillion. In the last quarter, personal debt for credit cards went up $36 billion in one quarter. That is crazy, guys. That is nuts, man. That is absolutely nuts. Guys, we've got to get a hold of this. But what's going to happen is as debt slows down, and it keeps slowing down because they will not let you borrow more. Now, you can sit there and think, oh, deregulation, they're going to let us borrow more. No. The lie that you make 8% more on your income is just that. It's an absolute lie. It's not real, guys. But the problem with it is that you have to rein it in at some point. Stanton, California just banned Airbnbs, which, you guys, okay, it's not a slam on anybody that lives in Stanton. It is not the nicest city, okay? So that blew me away that Stanton did that, because I'm thinking, who's going to sit there and go, let's go to Stanton and rent an Airbnb, okay? The Penske Group just bought the Long Beach Grand Prix. Think about this. Long Beach Grand Prix It's not F1. I don't even know what it's kart. I don't even know what the different types are of races. I'm going to Formula One next week, as I always like that. And my daughter spent some time together and film and stuff and hang out there. But will it make it better? Who knows? Who knows? You know, a lot of times, you know, when things get sold, like when the Dodgers sold, you know, the McCourts owned the Dodgers and they went into bankruptcy. One thing that Frank McCourt did that was absolutely genius was he kept the parking. He owns the parking. When you go to a Dodger game and you pay for parking, the old owner of the team gets to collect your money. So craziness, man. Absolutely. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. First one is Toledo, Ohio Jeep plant. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays as we let go of 1,000 people at our plant that make Jeeps. Oh, that's not good. Ford just had a recall. Think about this, man. It's huge. They had a problem where they had their backup camera wasn't fixed fast enough. So the Federal Highway Transportation Safety Administration fined them. The second largest fine ever, $165 million, because they could have fixed it faster, but they just dragged their feet because we're Ford and we know everything and we're great. Isn't that wild, guys, to think about? You know, the Sphere in Vegas, I'm going to end it with this. The Sphere in Vegas just announced its financials and lost $125 million last quarter. So carry the one minus ticket sales and the electricity. Oh yeah, it's not good. But $125 million. Guys, I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go to the Sphere, it is an amazing experience. It was worth it. I saw the Eagles there. It was unbelievable. Absolutely. I mean, scale of 1 to 10, it was a 15. Okay? Just an amazing experience. They were good, and Don Henley didn't preach politics, which made it even better. Okay? So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts, and email me, hello@IAllegedly.com. Onward and upward, guys. Fight through the good fight. You'll get through this. We all will. Okay? I'll see you soon.